Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. Was I wrong to use a GPS tracker to expose my wife's cheating? Advice. Several months ago I discovered she was having an emotional affair. It was limited to texting back and forth, but it was intimate discussions, kept secret and hundreds of texts per day. I was crushed, but in the end she was remorseful, and I truly loved her, so I forgave her on the condition that she cut ties. She agreed to this and we moved on with life. Fast forward several months later and I started noticing the same behaviors, hiding her phone when I walk in a room, closing her messaging and spending excessive time isolated in the bedroom. I also saw several questionable texts on her notification screen / unlocked phone with the contact being one of her female friends' names, but the message not making sense, such as mentioning how they couldn't meet up with her before work, friend doesn't work, or from her late at night asking if they'd fallen asleep, or a simple hey babe, which is not how she would refer to her friend. On top of this, she would often call me in the middle of the day just to confirm where I was, at the office, WFH, etc. Given the above, it was suspicious to me. I knew from past experience that bringing this up with her would just lead to wild excuses and lies. I love my wife, and can't even imagine life without her, but knowing this was occurring was tearing me up inside. I knew that indisputable evidence was needed, and ultimately decided that putting a GPS tracker in her car would be the least invasive option to get to the truth. To make a long story short, I was right. She had been meeting up in parking lots, behind abandoned numerous times, with the same person she had an emotional affair with. This was devastating, and although she claims their relationship is platonic, that's pretty hard to believe given everything. Even if true, it's still unfaithful activity in my eyes given the deception, secrecy, intimacy and broken promise of no contact. What's even more shocking to me, is that she's barely even remorseful and claiming that the act of GPS tracking her is worse than her own actions. It's worth mentioning 13 plus years ago, I did something that deeply hurt her. It wasn't cheating, but, at the very least, equivalent in damage. I'm glad she didn't leave then, but it's an open wound for her that she uses as justification for her present-day actions. I get this is blame shifting, but it's fair to say I'm far from perfect, and certainly hold some responsibility for getting us to this point. So, things are in limbo right now. I'm not ready to give up on her and this family, and at the very least feel we should give counseling a chance. We owe our kids that at the very least. Unfortunately, she's now hyper-focused on the tracker and how I've violated her privacy and said that it's borderline abusive. While it wasn't an easy decision for me, I think it was justified and far less invasive than other options to get to the truth. Do you think it was wrong of me to use a GPS tracker? Was this an overstep on my part, and if so, how else would you recommend I handled this situation? She doesn't trust you. You don't go into details about what happened in the past, but if she's still throwing it at you and using as an excuse for her own behavior, that's bad. You don't trust her. She's clearly cheating on you, and she's trickle-truthing you. Obviously they were having sex, but she knows you can't prove it from the tracker. There's probably more you don't know. Her anger at being tracked is just a deflection. She's angry about being found out. Don't stay in a bad relationship where no one trusts anyone for the kids. Instead, model healthy relationships for them. They will learn from you what their own future relationships should look like. Is this what you want for them? You and they will be better off when you leave. For the kids is a coward's excuse because they are afraid to move on. How can kids be raised in a toxic, lying, condescending environment be better than having parents separate? This needs to be said. I tried to reconcile with my significant other and used the kids as an excuse. They don't deserve to be treated like this, and neither do we as the person being cheated on by our significant other. Wish I could upvote this 100 times. Whatever happened in the past obviously was not bad enough for her to leave, so for her to bring it up constantly means that she's in some second grade, I'm going to get you back type bullshit. She doesn't need to know where you are just for a kiss, but she does if she's going to get a 10-minute or so quickying. You need to leave this immature little girl alone and go find you a grown woman. She has made her choice and it is now time for you to make yours. No, she's a cheater and every argument about this should be about her cheating and nothing else. Be headstrong and don't let her blame you in any way. You may have to start by seeing a divorce lawyer to get her realize you're not taking her cheating on you. Try offering to drive her over to AP house, and since they're going to parking lots he has a wife or girlfriend to lose, so be direct and tell her you're going to blow his life up and do it because she thinks she can control you. I will never understand why many try to reconcile. I know the pain is so much and a person is afraid to lose the one they love. People will just overlook and accept and try again. Reconciliation success rates are so low. And sadly this is what happened. Your best bet is to swallow your ego and turn her loose. Let her AP have her. She is a serial cheater like most me-time cheaters, they will do it again. It is how they are wired. She cheated second time because he rug swept the first time. If he was given another chance, it would be worse. On top of that, ops mentality of comparing what he did 13 plus years ago with cheating is an area of concern. If they can't get over something that happened 13 plus years ago, what makes op believe that they can overcome this cheating where there is no remorse and a lot of resentment? Fact is, op's wife has checked out of marriage and now she'll be only working on the exit plan, while it seems op will work on reconciliation. You did what you had to do, now put all the evidence together and start talking to a lawyer. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.